So we're not solving yet the question of quantum storage, right? So do you need to rely on a trusted party for compliance for reliability reasons? Are you managing contractual relationships? Do you require shared right access? All of these things. I'm assuming that you guys are going to make the debt available afterwards. This is probably one of the most comprehensive ways to decide whether or not you need to actually use a blockchain. And in the end, should the transaction be public? Yes, then use a public ledger. If they need to be sort of quasi-public or even somewhat private, then use a private ledger. Now there's a whole bunch of different uses for blockchain. Of course, we started out with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin was payments, transactions, payment transfers, store values. Depending on which side of that argument you're on. If you're Roger Ver, you want to be a payment system. If you're the Bitcoin purists, the old school guys, then you want to just be a sort of hack, right? But in the end, Bitcoin was the first use case. Now we're, in government, identification, right? Mobile payments, insurance, endangered species protection, right? They're actually tagging animals and putting their identities on a public ledger so that they can be globally accessible. So healthcare, border control, real estate, shipping, journalism, all of these different use cases are candidates for how can we implement and use distributed ledger, right? Lots of awesome pilot projects and pilot research. Every single one of these sectors are going to be disrupted. So let's talk about what we do with it, right? You guys some little education on thanks to yes what we do. We have to answer this question: what is asset tokenization? Asset tokenization is the process of converting ownership into an asset into a token on a blockchain ledger. And in particular, we're working with financial assets, securities. Right? We're taking what constitutes real-world securities and we're making a token on a private network, not a public network. We, in fact, don't believe that Ethereum, the Stellar, and the public networks are going to be regulatory compliant for the use by financial services industries. There's a big collision coming in that space. And that's blasphemy to a lot of people that are like public cryptocurrency purists. But in the end, there are existing laws and existing regulations that no one's peeled the onion deep enough yet to figure out, we can't put this stuff on Ethereum, right? So we're building a private consortium network in particular. So why do we want to tokenize assets? So back last year, CoinDesk did their survey, their big survey, and they asked, do you believe that regulated institutions will tokenize securities and stocks, real estate interests, etc.? And like 65% said within 5 years. And some people said no doubt. I don't know what they were drinking when they answered the survey, but we know that that's not the case. But why, right? Automation. We can automate compliance, right? In terms of the billions of dollars that are presently being spent by financial services companies who do nothing more than comply with regulations. Compliance reporting. That can all be automated on the ledger. What a phenomenal amount of savings. Now, some people aren't all like that. Price Waterhouses of the world and Ernst & Young's and some of these folks that make billions of dollars in audits and annual compliance reviews, they're going to say, but in the end, we know where that's going, right? So if you're intermediaries, what did the internet do to travel agents? How many people, I can't see them here because it's right, how many people in here have ever called a travel agent to look at an airline ticket? And so some of us old folks, when we were like really young. But when the internet came along, that was it. We got kayak, right? We got Google Flights. Why do we want to call a travel agent? And that's what the internet did. So that's exactly what blockchain is going to do for a lot of other intermediary industries, like broker dealers, for example, or other people that are in the middle between you and the end user, the end person in a financial transaction. Liquidity is a big one, right? If I have an investment in a startup company and that share of stock is sitting in my drawer in my office, it's very difficult for me to sell that unless the company goes public. If that's tokenized, it makes it a lot easier to put onto exchanges, which now gives me a global opportunity at price discovery, a global opportunity at being able to transact across international boundaries, international jurisdictions. Speed, right? I can transfer ownership literally in seconds. When people say blockchains aren't fast, well, they used to not be fast, but our chain, we can handle 100,000 transactions per second at scale, which is pretty quick. I can confirm a transaction in a second. It's pretty fast, and that's global. Compliance, so we talked about that. So let's talk about asset tokenization of the market. In our market, this is World Bank, Price Waterhouse, a bunch of people, this is like a composite of the research. $24 trillion in assets globally will be tokenized by the year 2027. Massive amounts of stuff, real world physical stuff, is going to make its way onto the blockchain. It'll still live in the real world, but the ownership and the proof of that ownership will be digitized and put on a ledger. So I can tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing in that space. So we built this thing called XDEX. It's a permissioned blockchain specifically for the financial services market. And we help connect all of these people, right, in the financial services world. Asset issuers, broker-dealers, and the intermediaries, right? They're still part of the equation. We haven't put them out of business yet. Investors, custodians, and institutional trusts. But regulators, right? They need access to this data. And then, of course, the law firms and the auditing firms, the accounting firms, they all need access to this information. And we've created a permission network for those folks to connect with each other. So we started out in the early stage startup equity space. That was really our hypothesis. I'm really passionate about startups and want to, help companies get funded and fund innovation. And in fact, that's where a lot of the asset tokenization industry is at right now, because there was this collision with ICOs. There's a bunch of asset tokenization providers out there, Harbor, Polymath, people that are sort of quasi competitors to us in the space. But we realized, and through some other interactions with folks, that there's this bigger market and this bigger problem than even startup equity and innovation funding, and that's the world of public finance, municipal finance. That system is closed. People can't see into this market. So when your town wants to build a new school or build a new water treatment plant, they go and they borrow the money. And then you pay tax dollars and pay it back over a period of time, right? So they can build their public works project, and it's just basically getting a loan, giving your town a loan. The way that market works is very murky. It is a $3.9 trillion market in the United States. Massive, massive market. 80% of that market is traded over the telephone by broker-dealers. So if you buy a bond and you want to sell it before it's expired, you have to call your broker. And then the broker sits on the phone and starts calling the broker network. This market literally has never been innovated. It has never been disrupted. So when we saw the opportunity, hey, let's bring our network into this space. And the awesome part about this is it becomes a conversation around financial inclusion. Back in the old days, young people were able to buy $25 worth of municipal bonds. Today, the minimum purchase ticket is $5,000 to participate in an interest stream for income that's tax-free. So young people are locked out of this market. They're not able to go and spend $100 and get an incremental piece of that public finance. You're locked out of that. It's all going to the big banks. It's all going to Wall Street. It's going to the institutions. Those institutions are taking the tax dollars out of the community. If I live in Oxford, for example, and Oxford wants to build a new park, and they borrow the money, and they pay interest on that loan, that interest money is leaving the town. It's leaving Oxford. It's going to New York. It's going to Chicago. It's going to London, right? If I am a resident and I'm able to contribute towards that loan, the interest that's being paid by those tax dollars stays right here in Oxford. So the capital stays right here in the local community. This is the system that we're building to allow this to actually happen, disrupting this space. So 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, right? We all know this. The savings rate in America is $5.70 out of every $100 earned goes into savings account. It's terrible. It's absurd. Less than 1% of households in the United States actually own municipal bonds and own this public debt because of the $5,000 minimum ticket to enter. We're hoping to change that, right? The average person is locked out of that income. So that just gives you guys a little bit of an example of the use case of what we're doing in the space with blockchain. Hopefully, we'll be able to make some inroads. So I ask, I always when I do a presentation, hit me up afterwards if you know of any city managers, city finance officers, treasurers, institutional folks that are buying bonds. Please send them our way because we've got a compelling conversation. So that's pretty much it for this morning. Hopefully that was exploring for you guys. Reach out to me, I'm pretty easy to find. Happy to come and talk to your group and do a lot of education and speaking. Hit me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to talk to you guys. And thanks. Hopefully that wasn't boring for you this morning. Thanks.